Hey, what's going on, Rattlers? So I am down here at Ryan McVeigh's place and Erica McVeigh's place. We are hanging out here. We are having a party. There's Billy, there's Annie and Sarah over there. You guys, we've been friends for 1,000 years, really. And one of the things that I love about what you guys do is just, you have all these enclosures over here, but you don't just have like the normal run-of-the-mill stuff. You have some incredible things in this room.
I'm super bougie, so I only like super rare, crazy cool stuff.
Right.
And totally lame things nobody's heard of.
That's exactly right. So I'm totally stealing that word bougie. I'm going to use it in other videos. I don't even know what it means. If you want to, come up with an idea of what bougie means, leave a comment below as to what bougie means. But we are going to go through this collection, enclosure by enclosure, and see some of the coolest reptiles you guys have ever seen.
I'm Dave Kaufman, and these are my reptile adventures.
At Zilla, we are dedicated to the innovation of caging, lighting, and equipment solutions that provide proper husbandry for your pet's long and happy life. To see our entire catalog, visit zillarules.com.
All right, so let's start in this corner over here. We've got some sort of tortoise right here.
Yep.
What kind of tortoise is that?
He didn't do too well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He lost his shell. We're still trying to find it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, so in here, so me and Erica work with two main species of monitors, spiny neck, Solomon Island spiny neck mangrove monitors, which are known as Varanus Spinulosis, and Peacock Monitors, which are Varanus offenburgi. Both are from the, these guys are from the Solomon Islands. Peacock Monitors are from Roddy Island, which is off of Timor in the South Pacific. So they kind of have a similar habitat, and not many people work with them, and they've always just kind of come in wild caught. Well, they're not going to forever, and because nobody has really been super successful with them, those are the two species we really latched onto and just kind of fell in love with because of their personalities and stuff anyway. So this little guy right here is one of our Spinulosis, so our spiny neck mangrove monitors. And because they're so shy, you can see he's out and moving around, but this is over a year of working with him. And now I can get him to actually come out. So we do a lot of training with him, trying to get him where we can work with these guys. And I gotta watch my fingers because he gets real excited. But
God, he has pitch black eyes.
yeah, and bright spots. So come on. Come on. You gotta come on my hand. You gotta come on my arm. You know the deal. Oh God, come on. Keep following the mouse because I dripped mouse water on my arm. And then slowly he'll keep doing that. So we keep working with him to do that. So that eventually if I need to do a veterinary check on him, or if he has a cut or he's an abscess or something, I don't have to stress him out, run in there, tackle him, get big, get clawed up. So over here are some of the other ones. Here's my one of our big girls. She is not as nice. I don't let her come near my hands because she is way food insane.
Whoa.
Oh, she's fantastic.
And yeah, I've chased her around the house a few times, and I gotta be careful because if I don't feed him too, then they get mad and they fight.
You're going the wrong way. All right, so you're working with these monitors, which are awesome. We mentioned the peacocks.
Yep, so the peacocks are up in these cages. Peacock monitors are a small monitor from Roddy Island. It's a small island off of Timor Island in the South Pacific, and Peacock monitors are similar to Timor monitors, but they have a lot more color in their body, and they have a cream belly instead of a like yellow or white belly, or a yellowish belly.
Right.
So they're a little bit different. They were speciated a while ago to their own species, and right now they're doing a population survey on that island, so the importation of that species might be done.
Well.
So we actually have a pretty big colony of them. I believe we have 6.8
Oh,
adults.
wow. All right, so we got this one
So
out.
this.
Look at that. Look at the colors on him.
Yep, so a lot of oranges. The ocelli are usually orange or blue. This is the girl. The nice thing with these monitors is their tails definitely tell their sex. So
absolutely.
Huge bumps on males, not really anything on females. So this is the girl.
Wow.
And this is a small one. The other adults, some of the other adults we have are really big. These guys are pretty slow growers.
And is there sexual dimorphism?
So we thought that for a long time, that the males were the ones that were colorful. My prettiest, reddest, orangest animal is a female.
Is a female, okay.
The babies that we've got over there is the only, as far as I know, are the only ones that I know of that were hatched last year in the US.
Wow. See, but that's the thing. You're a pioneer, and this is what it takes, because based on what you're learning here, your knowledge in 10, 20 years is going to be common knowledge, and this is where it starts.
I hope so. So,
right.
Yeah, this is the female that's actually gravid. But see how red and orange and crazy she is. So she's a lot bigger. This is generally the size of a big adult female.
Oh, stop.
Wow, she is beautiful.
And the male has so many
is
blues.
Super blue. So she's got more red. He has a ton of blue. She almost looks like a Komodo dragon with her color on the top. The oranges, the blues, the yellows.
Right. All right, so this is the male. Wow, look at those blues.
Look at the reds. He's incredible.
So there's a good reason why this is called a Peacock Monitor.
This is all of our different snakes. So me and Erica, I mean, I've kept more species than I think I could count if I tried.
Right.
And over the years, and I kind of got to a point where I wanted to focus and I wanted to specialize in something, and I really just wanted to get really, really good at a couple things. If everything I had was worth nothing and I could make nothing off it, what would I keep and breed just because I loved it? And because it was interesting to me, or it just caught my fascination. So that's what we keep. And it's mostly South Pacific small pythons.
Right, and not a lot of people are working with them.
Yep.
And on that note, not a lot of people even know what South Pacific pythons actually are.
Yeah, so a lot of these species, some of them people have probably heard of. Some of these, like golden white lips, are really popular in the hobby right now. So we've got a pair of those. We have a decent collection of Timor pythons, which are another actual focus for us.
Right.
And then Sabu pythons are another focus for us.
Now, are these Maclots?
Yep. So these are Maclots. That's our male, and our female is in the one to the left, and she's gravid. So we're waiting for her to lay some eggs, which will be pretty cool. Maclots are incredibly cage defensive, and all Lyasis are.
Yeah.
So the whole genus is very cage aggressive, very territorial, and when you get them out, they generally calm down. Maclots pythons are interesting in the fact that you can never handle them, and then they hit a certain age where they just turn off and they're fine.
Right.
And she's done that, and he hasn't.
So another name for white-lipped pythons is the Albert's python, and these guys are some of the most iridescent snakes on the planet. As soon as Ryan gets him out, wait till you guys see this. Are you getting bit?
Nope, we're good.
All right, fine.
So northern white lips are generally known for being a lot more fussy. They're more aggressive, they're more defensive. They're not as easy to deal with, so he's likely gonna strike or bite me. These are 5-year-old captives, long-term captives that came from babies that were imported. Yep,
Woo!
There we go.
That was a nice... You're gonna get a few thumbs up on this video for that.
This is the black southern white lip. These guys have been in captivity for 3 months, and they're puppy tame. This species just doesn't care.
Now, are we in shed?
No, this is... They're wild caught, and these are 3 months out of the wild.
I see.
They went through, they got in...
no, they're out of quarantine.
They're out of quarantine. They were wild caught. So they're out of quarantine, but we're working on getting them obviously used to captivity and healthy and eating. And they're eating.
And look at that, puppy dog tame.
Yeah, but this is what's nuts, and so is the male. Like, this is the girl. And the male's like this too. Like, they're just completely friendly while he's still eyeballing us.
Right, look at this. He still wants blood.
And
this is...
She doesn't care.
So a year ago, this guy was in New Guinea.
Yep. Not even a year ago.
Not even a year ago. Let's go island jumping here and go over to the Sabu Island pythons.
Ooh, Sabu Island. So here, I'll show you a couple young ones first. Again, Lyasis are super aggressive, and they're all gonna strike at me until I get them out. This is a young one. So when they hatch, this is about 2 years old. So when they hatch, they're neon orange, and they slowly turn black with white eyes. So there's the male. So he hasn't gone as dark, and generally males turn more brown than black.
All right, so let's talk about those eyes, because the eyes on a Sabu python is extremely unique.
Yeah. So these guys start out with orange eyes as babies, and then they turn white. So this guy, if you're gonna get a good enough picture of it, but
no, bite Ryan.
They're just orangish. They're white, but they're just fairly orange.
Right.
And that's still going through that change. So what's really cool about Sabu Island pythons is in a lot of the places in Indonesia where these animals live, snakes are killed when they're found. They're all dangerous, so they're scared of all of them. On Sabu Island, which it's crazy, the island, there's no V in the language there, so it's Sabu Island, and these are Sabu pythons because of the English translation.
That's right. And I get confused with that because I'm like, Sabu or Savu?
Yeah, so
tomato.
On Sabu Island, the natives there believe that it's something along the lines, this isn't perfect, but it's something along the lines that if they kill one or harm one, that its evil spirit will haunt them. So they leave them all completely alone and don't do anything to them. They let them live around them. They think that they're fine, and they think that if they hurt them, they'll be cursed.
I'm looking at the substrate that you've got here.
Yep.
You have cypress and sphagnum moss. You are keeping these guys really, really moist.
Very tropical. So they come from a 4 by 14 mile island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and they live around rocks and in the forest and stuff there. So we try and keep them really moist. Now, granted, we also just kind of went through and re-moistened everything in the last week, but we're getting them ready to go into the rainy season coming into summer.
Gotcha. Let's just say that word again for everybody out there that doesn't like the word. Moist.
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 Moist. Say it.
Moist.
Say it. Moist.
So this is what's kind of funny. These are not known. One of their common names is lesser sunda pythons, but I feel like it's because they realized how stupid this was. This snake, when this snake was discovered and the preserved sample was brought back to the museum, they had marked on it that it came from Timor Island.
Right.
So their Latin name is Malaopython timorensis. They've never lived on Timor Island ever. They live on lesser sunda. So they're called Timor pythons, but they've literally never existed on that island.
So look at that beauty.
Is Bagel.
Bagel.
And its name is Bagel because Erica likes to. I think it's a guy thing. I don't really name the snakes. I just, young male, old, adult female,
number
Timor.
1, number 2, right.
Yeah. So she wanted to name them all, so they all have Harry Potter names, and I'm not really a Harry Potter nerd.
They also have Norse names.
Yeah. So Harry Potter and Norse names, and I'm not a nerd for that stuff. And I asked her to stop naming them those, and she wouldn't. So now we have Bagel, Waffle, Biscuit, and I just started naming them like
Princess,
Potato.
Twilight,
Yeah, I let the
Sparkle.
girls name some stuff. We have Princess Poppy, Princess Twilight Sparkle.
Oh yeah, we have Princess Poppy.
This is a 2-year-old baby female
and
that was
Bob.
wild caught and brought in as a baby, and we're raising her. These guys are incredibly slow growers.
But look at that pattern on them.
They're amazing snakes. But they actually don't hit sexual, she's not going to be ready to breed till she's 7 or 8. So it's a lot longer term. Now, granted, I could probably push her really hard. I could get her to size. I could get her a lot bigger. But these guys don't eat like that.
Right.
All these Indonesian species, the reason that a lot of people, I think, aren't having luck with them is because they don't understand them and they treat them like every other python species.
They treat them like ball pythons.
Yep.
Right.
So these guys in the wild eat once or twice a month, if that, and then in the rainy season, all the frogs come out and start breeding, and then there's a crap load of frogs and everything's breeding, and then they eat a bunch. And then when they eat a bunch of meals, that's when they breed. So these guys don't eat a ton, they grow really slow, and that's, I think, why people don't have luck with them, is they actually need to be cycled on a feeding schedule because of the rainy season. It's not temperature related, you can cycle daylight and do a bunch of other stuff, but the food cycle is super important.
So this is Bagel. Is there a cream cheese?
No, there is not a cream cheese.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
come here.
There is Waffle. Waffle's down there.
She's a dick.
We've got 2.3 Timor pythons, and this was a project we decided it was going to be a big focus for us. 3 of them are from the only 3 captive bred clutches in the last 10 years.
Really? And those are down there?
So the big female's down here.
Hey, let's interrupt this video for a second. Have we ordered pizza yet?
We are depooping a snake.
We're de-pooping a snake.
Not on purpose.
That sounds
No, look.
that sounds like an excuse not to order pizza.
We're going to just pull this whole thing out. So this,
Look
so
at
people
that.
can see how big she is.
They look like cork. Oh wait.
That is awesome. This is an 8-year-old captive bred female.
When we first got her, they are
She's a nightmare feeder.
Actually, all of the Timor pythons are incredibly difficult when you first get them to eat. When you interrupt their home, they are very, very temperamental about it, and they need to relax and ascertain what's safe again and really get relaxed before they'll start to take meals. So it's been a challenge keeping her.
She's the ultimate bougie out of all of our animals.
All right, so these pythons are one of my favorite pythons from the South Pacific Islands. These are Bismarck ringed pythons. These are amazing.
So they come from the Bismarck archipelago, and they, as babies, all this brown is neon highlighter orange. Not even like Halloween hunting orange.
It's black and orange.
Black and orange. So the black,
orange.
yeah. So the black stays black, and the blaze orange turns brown. So and the bellies are yellow. And he is actually the only ring python in the United States from a Scottish line.
Well, if it's not Scottish, it's crap. Very few people will get that reference.
I know.
Exactly.
Now, if these guys kept that Halloween orange and black as adults, man, I've only seen one adult that has kept their juvenile colors.
I've never seen one.
Yep, GX3 in Sacramento when I did the video on him opening a shop.
Yeah.
I think I even sent you that photo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he has
Yep.
one that is just amazing.
Super light, high contrast. So yeah, so there are people breeding high contrast ones. This is the aberrant pattern. So as babies, they're awesome because they're all neon orange, and then as they get bigger, they're mostly brown. I like the more black, and I like the banding more.
Yep.
Because the black's where the iridescence really shines.
Absolutely. I mean, look at that iridescence coming out.
The one thing with these that most people don't know that they should is the females kill the males.
Right.
All the time.
So when you're pairing these up to try to breed these, and this is why there probably isn't a lot of breeding success with these guys, is because the females are
They kill the
Amazons.
male. Yeah.
They're Amazon
It's
women.
habit.
So if she just decides she doesn't want to, cuddle, then she kills him.
Yep.
And then we have to find another one. And actually, she killed her last male.
Yep.
And we went to put her with him, even though he's a little smaller, so I watched it. And then she tried to eat him. So
Aren't we glad human women aren't like that? Most of them anyway.
most of them.
Yeah, most of them. So these are pythons that you guys may or may not have ever heard of. They are so rare in herpetoculture. But Ryan and Erica don't just work with some of the most amazing and quite rare pythons and monitors. They have just started a new company, and I've got the exclusive that I'm going to share with all of you guys right now. And right now is when it is.
Right now.
All right, so tell us all about this brand new company that no one watching has ever heard of before because, you didn't post that on Facebook or whatever. All right, Rattlers, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce all of you to VivTech. All right, tell us what VivTech is, what it's all about. Tell the people everything about this company that soon is going to be a household name.
So everyone will get to see a whole line of our stuff and what we're doing and talk to us more. We're actually going to do our first unveiling at Schaumburg, at NARBC Schaumburg, on the 19th, so come check it out. Yeah, so we're launching VivTech at the Schaumburg NARBC show. It's going to be the first time we've actually been able to show everything what we're doing, except for right now. So me and Erica we've loved reptiles our whole lives. We've worked in veterinary medicine. She's worked in veterinary medicine for most of her career, and I've worked in engineering and with reptile products with company that a lot of you know I worked with.
Zilla.
Zilla.
Yeah,
The people that, it's the
the
Zilla
little
people.
commercial at the front of every
Yeah.
video. Yeah, that company. Yeah.
Yeah, and I still work with Zilla, but this is something that we wanted to do. We wanted to be able to start bringing really cutting edge technology and innovation to people at a price that they can actually access.
Right.
So one of the, and we kind of were chewed on a lot of different ideas and what we wanted to do. So the first thing, and the thing we'll show you guys for this, you have to come to the booth to see what else we're going to do and hear about that. But I think this is probably the biggest thing that anybody's going to see launch in herpetoculture, period. This is kind of going to change the way we keep animals. And that is this right here. So this tiny little bulb is LED UVB.
This is groundbreaking.
So this bulb has 3 UVB diodes, 1 UVA diode, and 1 6500K plant bulb, or diode. So this will do your UVB, UVA, and a little bit of plant light as well. So
all in one bulb.
All in one bulb. So here, so this bulb's on, and here's a UV meter. We'll even grab a flashlight or a tape measure, and we'll go like this. So that's 24 inches. So we'll start at 12.
Granted, this should be on for 5 minutes before you test.
There you go. That is the UVB output at 12 inches.
Wow.
And that is freshly on and not with the 5-minute period that you are supposed to let them warm up for accurate, stable readings.
Even freshly turned on, that is significant. Mm-hmm. And that is at 24 inches.
That's at 24 inches. So on top of it, this pushes UV just about as far as most of anything on the market at 24 inches. It's 3 watts. That's it.
That is significant. That is a game changer.
These bulbs will produce UVB, usable UVB, for up to 4 years. And we are going to put a manufacturer's warranty on these bulbs of 2 years. So if this bulb burns out in under 2 years, we will replace it free of charge.
You guys are doing a game changer here.
Yeah, this is gonna make it a lot different. And this is just the beginning. So there's actually 3 different bulbs that are gonna come out. One is called Midday Blaze, and that's for your basking species that sit out in the desert, your bearded dragons, your amastics, Cyclura. And then we have Jungle Cover, which would be more your generally what you'd call your tropical animals, but your lower UV need animals. Stuff that has canopies above it, has filtered light through the forest. So any of your tropical species work well. And then the last one is called First Call. And that one is actually aimed at frog breeders and gecko keepers, things that are crepuscular that don't need a ton of UV. That bulb actually has more UVA and more plant lights in it, but still puts out a little bit of UV that's going to be good for your like your dart frogs and your crested gecko and all the other types of nocturnal and crepuscular species.
Fantastic. So VivTech is not just going to do bulbs. VivTech is going to do...
So we're working on a lot of stuff, and there's some stuff that's going to come out after Schaumburg. So right now we're kind of launching the UV bulbs. We're also working on some custom app development and Wi-Fi technologies that are going to make it where your entire herp room will be completely controllable. You'll be able to look at it through cameras. If there's a problem, you'll get alerts on your phone. Even be able to, for a small monthly fee, be able to have a security company watch all your animals for you.
So VivTech is going to take herpetoculture into the new millennium.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring the technologies that are out there to people at a reasonable price that allows it to happen. Without us doing it and going directly to the customers, people that keep these animals, going through distribution and things like that, it marks up too much money and it makes it untouchable for people. So this bulb, if we were to go that way, would be $150 to $200. But these are gonna launch at $89.99.
So VivTech is actually going to give back to the reptile community.
Absolutely. So USARK is super important to everything that me and Erica do. We support USARK and Phil and everybody there 100%. So a percentage of all of our proceeds, all of our profit, every single bulb you buy or product you buy, a portion of that will go to USARK, and another portion of that, when you get to the card at the website, you'll be able to actually select between a list of conservation organizations that you want a chunk of your purchase to be donated to.
So guys, I really wanted to do a video showing off the really incredible and rare pythons that Ryan and Erica are working with, but I also wanted to introduce you guys to VivTech. It's a company that is going to revolutionize everything, and as a little caveat, they are not my sponsor. Ryan and Erica are very dear friends of mine that have been very supportive, and I want to return that support to them with their new venture. So I'm going to put the link to VivTech in the description below. Go check them out. Again, they are really going to revolutionize things here. So anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and until the next reptile adventure, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.